On this episode of the Bellhop High Five, we're exploring Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's not just home to the Hornets basketball team, it's home to so much more. And we've picked 5 places that we think that you've got to check out once you move to town. First stop on our list is the Discovery Place, located in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, folks, we're here at the Discovery Place. It's the first place we're starting, and I'm joined with Joni. Joni, thanks for having us.
Sure.
We really appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about not only where we're at right now, but this is a really big space. What goes on here?
The Science Center is a city block large. Here at Discovery Place Science, as you can see around, we focus on biodiversity around the globe.
What goes into building a place like this to keep kids active and entertained into kind of biodiversity and just science in general?
Here, it's about the environment. We do beautiful tanks over here that people love, but what a lot of people don't know about, behind the scenes, we do research, and we work with researchers around the world.
This is more than just an internal practice. There are a lot of things that you guys are doing externally, not only for the community, but for the environment in general. It doesn't stop inside.
One of our strategic priorities is connecting children and youth with their futures. And we feel through STEM careers that they can do that, and those are accessible jobs. So we work out in the community, we do a lot of research. We're one of the top 10 hands-on science centers in the US.
Not only does the Discovery Place have a lot of fun things to do, they have a lot of fun animals here too. And I'm joined with Samantha, an educator here, and she's gonna introduce me to a couple friends. One of the friends,
Absolutely.
Yeah? Okay, cool. So who are we meeting?
We are meeting Baller. He is one of our ball pythons, and he's actually the largest. So how are you with snakes?
Yeah, we'll see. You guys do bring these animals out and then kids get to interact with them and
Absolutely.
experience them for the first time probably in their life?
Absolutely, especially because all of the animals that we bring out in our shows are not native. So they are from everywhere all over the world. So he is actually from West Africa, so you won't find him in your backyard here.
Now that we've visited a location for the kids, it's time to visit a location for the adults. We're checking out FuManchu Cupcakes for some adult cupcakes with a little bit of fun. All right, so we're here at FuManchu Cupcakes with Andy, the owner and creator of this really, really unique and cool spot. Thanks for joining us, Andy.
Not a
Talking
problem.
a little bit about cupcakes, but this isn't like your average. You're not your average guy, and this ain't the average cupcake store, right?
No, you can look around, you can look at us. We're not your normal cupcake shop. We specialize in alcohol, beer, bacon. Some of them you actually have to be 21 to buy because they'll have a full half a shot in each cupcake after they're baked. Based on drinks, you can go out and get in a bar like old fashioned, margarita, lemon drop shots, breakfast shots.
That's very cool. So like a whole array of different things, and like you guys don't even stop there. There's sometimes there's sriracha and things, and like there's a whole mix. And so you are actually originally from Charlotte, right?
Yes, all my life.
Why do you think people are moving to Charlotte? Like a lot of people are moving here. What do you think's bringing people?
Well, I think the weather's good. You're 3 hours to the ocean, 2.5 hours to the mountains. There's lots of work here. It's a great city. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of great food in this city.
Let's jump back in the kitchen and start trying some of these
Okay.
really cool things. Okay, so we're back here in the kitchen. You notice there has been a new person that has joined us. This is Heather. This is actually Andy's daughter. So this is a bit of a family affair. She's gonna show us a couple of the cupcakes, and we're gonna try a couple of the really cool icings, the adult icings. So it's not noon yet, so I think I'm breaking some sort of rule, but we'll be fine, right? There's no rules, right?
You'll be fine.
There's no rules here. Yeah.
I mean, sugar and alcohol, you
Sugar.
can't really go wrong. I did the kids' chocolate, which
Very cool.
I get to use food coloring. It's not like we do that a lot, so I love that one. And then French toast, and we get to drizzle some caramel maple stuff on top. And then the 1055, which is gonna be one of the icings you're gonna get to
Got
try.
it.
So this is the 1055. This is what I just iced
Okay.
right here. And then this is our blackberry sour. So
Okay.
that's gonna be the sour citric acid, like in
Got
your
it.
face kind of thing.
My first breakfast shots at breakfast, and cupcakes at breakfast.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better than that. You can definitely, you can definitely taste it in that one.
Right?
That one, it's like a drink. That's great. That is, and it does taste a lot like a pancake and some butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, pancakes, some butter, and a little bit of alcohol in there.
Yeah.
Like, I would drink a cup of that. We already had drinks and a cupcake, but now it's time for drinks in a glass. Let's head into Haymaker and see what it's all about. Okay, folks, here we are at Haymaker, a brand new, locally owned restaurant in the heart of Uptown Charlotte. I'm here with Brad to talk about Haymaker and what this hotspot is all about. Brad, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about Haymaker itself, and then also what makes it unique to Charlotte.
Certainly. Charlotte is a city of transplants. Very few people are actually from Charlotte. So we have a lot of different parts of the country being represented, and the restaurant scene is very underrepresented from what we've noticed. Farm to table is our big focus. Most all our proteins and produce come within 100 miles of here. So local sustainability is really important. Focus on the food, not so much the marketing and the gimmicks. We just want to do good food served well.
So the entire atmosphere is really cool. Like, this is a beautiful building.
What Charlotte needed that we wanted to do was, again, with local sustainability, bring a little touch of that homey feel, but we also wanted to give a touch of that modern upclass that we see in uptown Charlotte. So the floor-to-ceiling windows, the modern touches, the steel, it's a mix of the two. So you get local and you also get Charlotte at the same time.
What do you think is drawing people to the area in such like large numbers?
We're very fortunate to have the southern appeal without necessarily having the big city dismissiveness that a lot of people do have.
Yeah,
So it's a wonderful city.
You get the best of both worlds a bit.
By
That's
far.
great.
I don't think I'll ever leave.
Oh, love it. So let's head down to the bar.
Let's go.
Okay, so we've made our way down here to the bar. What are we gonna dive into, and what are we gonna taste today?
We're gonna do something called a grassy knoll.
Grassy
So to me,
knoll.
this is a great summertime beverage. We're gonna use some Hendrick's gin, which has got a great floral botanical flavor, very refreshing in the summer. A bit of green chartreuse, which adds some botanical flavors that's really interesting. The grassy knoll.
Here we go, the grassy knoll. That's really good.
It's boozy, but it's
Yeah.
not overwhelming.
We gotta head into the kitchen, right? And check out some of the food and what's going on in there.
What you got to
Is
eat
that cool?
after you have a drink.
Yeah,
right?
we're back here with Chef Quick. He is obviously running this awesome kitchen back here. As you can see, it's hustling and bustling. What's the thing that we're about to see come out on the plate here in just a second?
This is gnocchi with local summer vegetables, greens, carrots, and bene seed tahini.
And that's a healthy portion. That's,
Yeah,
that's
it
a
is.
good amount of food. It looks delicious too. Number 4 on our list is the Daniel Stowe Botanical Garden. Here we are in the Botanical Gardens here, like centered in North Carolina. This is like a really amazing place. And how did the Botanical Gardens, like, how did all of this come about?
It started back in 1991, so Daniel Stowe set aside the 380 acres, and his vision for the area was to have a world-renowned botanical garden. And the gardens that you see here were the original gardens. Since then, we've added an orchid conservatory, children's garden.
So on top of that, you also have trails and like there's tons of walking space around here too, right?
There's a lot of room to roam here at the garden.
So you talked about the orchid conservatory. That's where we're gonna head next and check that out, right?
Yeah, let's check out the orchids.
Cool. So we're here in this greenhouse, this really massive greenhouse.
Yeah, the Orchid Conservatory is one of my personal favorite places in the garden. It's one of a kind in the Carolinas, and here we house a lot of our collection of orchids. The garden has thousands of orchids, so as they come into bloom, we bring them into the Orchid Conservatory for display.
This is unique to North Carolina, right? And
Yeah,
to the
it's
area.
a very unique thing to the area. It's one of the biggest glass houses in the area.
Yeah, like a lot of people are moving here. What else do you think is encouraging people to kind of like, you know, make this their new home or their next home?
Right, when I got here, and I think like a lot of people, they're attracted to the outdoor aspects. So you've got this new kind of booming city of Charlotte, which is really fun to be a part of right now. But you've also got these great outdoor spaces like the garden, like Crowder's Mountain is nearby. And you've got a lot of places to go, greenways, trails, you can bike around here, kayak, kind of do all sorts of different things. But you still have that really fun city life.
Okay, so we're at the last leg of our walk around this expansive space at the Children's Garden. There's tons of activities, not only for children, but that you guys put on throughout the year, right?
Yeah, the garden hosts activities all throughout the year, so we have a lot of different events for all ages.
So if you're new to the area, what's the best way to kind of come here and explore?
You can learn more online, see what's going on at the garden before your visit, but otherwise just pay admission at the front desk. We do have memberships available too, so if you're staying in the area and you're interested, you can purchase a membership.
The last stop on the Bellhop's High Five tour of Charlotte is a pit stop at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Start your engine. Okay, guys, we're here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I am joined with Jonathan, their director of PR, to talk about everything that goes on at this huge, huge complex. Jonathan, thanks for having us, and I guess just start telling us there's a race actually going on right behind us.
You know, I think one of the big misconceptions of racetracks like Charlotte Motor Speedway is that the only time we're working and we're busy is when NASCAR is in town. But here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, it could not be further from the truth. We actually host 100 event days a year. We've got obviously 3 NASCAR weekends. We've got drag races at our drag strip across the street, late model racing at the dirt track, Christmas light shows, all sorts of things going on here at the Speedway.
So Charlotte has a lot of sports going on throughout the year. Do you think that's something that's attracting more people moving into the area?
Charlotte really has a lot going for it. From the professional sports scene, a lot of young businessmen and women are moving to town with the banking industry, so on and so forth. But I certainly think places like Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Charlotte Hornets, the Carolina Panthers, you know, we've got Major League Lacrosse, we've got a growing soccer community. So I think a lot of that is, it really is an appeal that draws lots of folks when you're looking for places to move, when you're looking for somewhere to come and you know, start a new life. You want to have that good work-life balance, and there's a lot of that for sports nuts here in Charlotte.
So we're going to go down on the field and then go look at some of the cars in the garage?
Absolutely.
Okay,
this is
cool.
America's home for racing,
Yeah.
so we got to go check out some race cars.
We would
right?
love to see some cars. So we've made it down into the garage. As you can see behind us, there's a ton of stuff. It's pretty loud in here, so we're going to talk as loud as we can, but we wanted to give everybody a chance to see all of the activity going on. In fact, what is going on behind us in here?
Well, this is where future NASCAR stars are born, right here at the Summer Shootout. You get your start here, you try to work your way up. If you're a NASCAR fan, you've heard of guys like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch. They all started in garages just like this, and on our big NASCAR weekends, we kick these guys out and we bring the big guys in and put on a great show for the fans.
So that's a wrap on our Bellhop's High Five tour of Charlotte. We'll see you in our next city.